Hello everyone, welcome to Tech with DD. This is my first video on SQL series and I'm super excited to start this series. What is SQL? What is the use of SQL in real world? All these things we're going to cover in this video. So let's start with the introduction to SQL. SQL means structured query language. First understand the meaning behind these three words. Structured, it's an organized format in which data is stored within the relational databases. So first understand what exactly means data. Data is some part of information, example name, city, country. So anything that gives some sort of information is called an data. And what is database then? Database is a base where our data is stored. That is some data storage point, or we can say that some information storage point. So previously what used to happen, like when we were in school, that time our teacher used to maintain one register, and in which they used to add our attendance, our test marks, our overall progress, and so on. But it was very difficult for them to maintain this register for each year and for each batch of students. And if somebody wants the data of students 10 years back, then it's really challenging and time taking process to search for that 10 years back data register and get the information of the student. But nowadays we are not maintaining any such register. So now schools are maintaining the database so that they can easily store the data of every student, teacher, principal, and within a minute they can get the information of any student. So we just understood the importance of database in today's world. The next question is, what is relational database? In relational databases, the data is organized into tables with rows and column format like this. So you can see here how we have managed our data in this table in the format of 3 rows and 3 columns. That means we can say that data is stored in the table in the structured manner, right? In the structured manner. Now let's move on to query part. Query is a request for information from a database. I'll just repeat. Query is a request for information from a database. What does it mean? Let's understand this query part with the same example of school or college. In school or college, when we wanted to know our overall attendance, then what we used to do? We used to request our teacher, right? So that the teacher can show our attendance from the attendance register. So the same way, we are just requesting database to show the required data that is stored in the database, as simple as that. So basically, query is just a line of statement to request information from a database. I hope so far you have got it. Now next part is language. Language is the way of communication to interact with the database. That is, to convey our request to database, we need language. Okay. So if I have to say what is SQL in one line, then I will say that it's a bridge between user and database that help user to get the data from database. I will also put in this way, SQL is the language that talks to database and database gives us the required data. And that's why we need to learn SQL so that we can easily talk to database and we can easily play with data. Okay, we understood what is SQL. Now we'll understand the purpose of SQL. SQL is used to interact with database to perform below CRUD operations on data. With the help of SQL language, we can talk to database and we can perform CRUD operations on the data. We'll first understand what is CRUD and what are the CRUD operations that we can perform on data. So CRUD contains C for create, R for read, U for update, and D for delete. Let's take an example so that you can easily understand these 4 CRUD operations. Okay. C for create means we can create the tables and insert the data in the tables. So consider we have created and inserted this data into this table. R means it's in read. Suppose we want the names of all the students present in this table, then we can get all these 4 names with the help of select operation of SQL. Now move on towards U. U is update. So we can update any existing data of the table. Let's say I want to update or change the name of third student from Sam to Soham, like this. We can do this with the help of update operation of SQL. And now the last part is D. D for delete. So let's say roll number 4 student is no more part of this class. So we have to remove this data, right? So we can delete his roll number and name from the table with the help of which operation? Delete operation of SQL. Okay. Let's understand the SQL CRUD operations with the help of real world example. We'll take one example of the real world application. That is, we'll take the application that is Instagram app. Okay, we'll consider three scenarios, and with the help of three scenarios, we'll just understand the CRUD operations. First scenario is username or password. In the case of username and password, we can perform all our CRUD operations here. That means we can create username and password. We can read our password with the help of show password option that is given by Instagram. And we can also update username password, or we can delete the account as well. Okay, let's move on to the second scenario. Second scenario is all about followers and following. So in the case of following someone, what we do? We send a request to some person, and once that person accepts the request, that means that person will get inserted into our following people list. And when that person follows back, then that person will get inserted into our followers people list. Correct? Similarly, we can see how many followers we have with the help of select statement. We can also delete the followers by selecting unfollow option. That means here we are performing the delete of the SQL. Okay, let's move on to the last scenario, that is the third scenario. It's about profile and bio information. Here also we are performing all the CRUD operations. That means we are adding profile photo, creating new bio, we are reading our bio information, we are updating profile and bio information, and also we sometimes delete the profile photo and bio as well. Like that, we can perform these operations of profiling and bio updation. So this is how we are unknowingly performing some SQL operations on Instagram data. That's all for this video. If you like the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe the channel. See you in the next video.